Good afternoon, everybody. Colin here with Techout. Got a little bit of a different look here. I've got some glasses so I can, like see things like farther away. Like, I mean, if I take them off, I can, like kind of see things on the computer, but like they're more for farsightedness than up close stuff. But I think they look pretty good. Only cost me $300. But I guess seeing is important. I need to renew my driver's license. It's coming up on that time. And one of the things here in Virginia you have to do is when you have to go do it in person, you have to do it in person every other time. You have to do the vision test. So they want you to be able to see for some odd reason to be able to drive. But I just updated my iPhone to iOS 16. Yeah, iOS 16. iOS 18.4 beta 4. This is my Galaxy S24 Ultra. S25 Ultra. I just can't get anything right today. S25 Ultra. I have been using a mix of both of them. Again, I have not used my iPhone in quite a while. And it's actually not the iPhone that, or iOS rather, or the iPhone that have gotten me back into trying it for a little bit. I've actually been using the Clicks keyboard, as you can see right here. I've been using the Clicks keyboard for the past couple of days now. And I actually really enjoy this. They released, the Clicks keyboard for the Galaxy S25 Ultra, the Pixel 9 and 9 Pro, and the Razer Plus 2024. Unfortunately, the one for the Galaxy S25, which I also do have, is not coming out until this summer. I want to say like June. But just seeing that made me want to try out the Clicks keyboard here on my iPhone again. It kind of, inspired me again. I really haven't used it all that much on my iPhone since I got it. I got it right when it came out. I had the one on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I sold that one when I got the iPhone. But you can see, I mean, it does use quite a bit of battery. I've had it on my phone all day today, and the top usage item is USB-C accessories, which would be the Clicks keyboard, because that's the only thing that I've had USB accessory-wise plugged into my phone. So that is one thing. It does use a lot of battery. Now, I do have the battery saver thing turned off. They do have a feature where you can turn on battery saver, which basically after whatever time you set on here, it will disconnect the keyboard from your phone. It basically puts it to sleep almost, and you can save a lot of battery that way. I don't like that, because what ends up happening is when I put the phone, or when I go to use the keyboard, if it's gone to sleep, it takes about a second or two to kind of recognize that you've started typing. So you have to make sure you wake it up, or you'll miss the first couple key presses. And I'd rather just plug my phone in and charge it every once in a while, rather than have to, keep backspacing and fixing typos and stuff like that, because it is the keyboard's asleep. So, like I said, I did install iOS 18.4 beta 4 just a little bit ago. Not really anything different. I'm going to pull up the changelog here and just see if I can find anything new or noteworthy to talk about. But I did not see anything right off the bat. Let's see here. Sorry, this is beta 3. I need to fix the title. I've been saying beta 4. It's 18.4 beta 3. So I'm kind of dumb. I had beta 4 in the title, and I've been saying beta 3 this whole time because I saw the point 4 and totally, didn't pay attention to that. But anyway, let's go back to the changelog here. Let me put it up on screen for you guys. Let's see here. Right here is the changelog. We have some new features for, just random services and stuff like that. There's some Siri fixes. I think some of these were part of 18.4 beta 2, because I remember seeing the scrolling through notifications might cause them to flicker or collapse momentarily. I remember that being a fix in iOS 18.4 beta 2, so I'm pretty sure that's just something that's kind of, either there's more of a fix or it's just something that's carried over and it's still on here. There are some resolved issues for Apple Intelligence for languages other than English. Apple Intelligence support requires Siri to be enabled. That is fixed. After restoring iOS 18.4 or iPadOS 18.4, some Apple Intelligence features might not be available, or you might see downloading support. That has been fixed. So maybe when we've been seeing downloading support in the past, that's not really actually downloading anything or downloading anything new rather, because that does happen time to time. After I update my phone, it will show that it is downloading support for Apple Intelligence, but it looks like that might have been a bug. So that has been fixed. We can go in here to Apple Intelligence on my phone real quick and see. Obviously, it's going to be done downloading, but yeah, you don't see anything up there. It used to show downloading support under Apple Intelligence. It would go away relatively quickly, probably within like 5 or 10 minutes, depending on your connection or whatever. But I don't remember doing anything this time. And then they did fix an issue where some Apple Intelligence features are unavailable until the device is rebooted. No new Apple Intelligence features to note in iOS 18.4. The Siri is still the Siri 1.0, so that has not been updated or anything yet, which is quite sad to see because that was supposed to be something we were getting in iOS 18.4, but it looks like we are not going to be seeing that now until later on, probably iOS 18.5. Maybe even something if we're going to be if you're going to be running the beta of iOS 19, that you might not see until the iOS 19 beta in June. And one thing we will talk about in this is we do have some iOS 19 news here, some rumors on some updates. So I'll talk about that here in a few minutes. After we go over this. But yeah, just some other resolved issues and stuff like that. Like I said, still a lot of bug fixes and stuff rather than new features. Just like we saw with iOS 18.3, there's not too much new. They're very slowly but surely adding tiny little bits of Apple Intelligence in there, but nothing major that we're waiting on, like Siri or the on-device intelligence with the contextual awareness and that kind of stuff. Still no beta trial of any of that kind of stuff yet, so that sucks. But we do have some news here on iOS 19 over on Mac Rumors. I'll pull up this article here that they posted. It is supposed to be the biggest update to iOS 19 or to iOS since iOS 7. So again, this is over on Mac Rumors if you guys want to check it out. But it's supposed to be the biggest design overhaul since iOS 7. If anybody remembers going from iOS 6 to iOS 7, it's where we got all the new icons and design language and all that kind of stuff. We're supposed to be getting something similar to that here on iOS 19. It's supposed to be, I guess, getting themed or designed after the Apple Vision OS, so Vision OS. So round icons, glassy textures, I guess, kind of see-through, that kind of stuff, just like Vision OS is. If you're one of the 5 or 10 people that have an Apple Vision Pro, you know what that looks like. So that is pretty cool. We've been hearing rumors about design overhaul for years now. Oh, this is going to be a big year for a new design. Oh, this is going to be a big year for a new design. Probably since like I'd say iOS like 15. We've been hearing major news about that kind of thing, and it has not been happening. We've gotten some, like the new control center, some stuff like that, the dark mode icons, widgets, the widget updates and that kind of stuff, but really nothing overall new in terms of design. So that is it's a nice thing that we will be seeing that kind of stuff here in iOS 19 possibly. And we will be running the beta here on the channel of iOS 19, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss all those. We'll be doing coverage of WWDC and all that kind of stuff as always. But that is the iOS 19 news that we have right now coming out. That just dropped today. So Twitter's kind of been hit or miss all day. They've been having a bunch of issues. So a lot of this stuff where it would normally be posted is kind of lagging behind. But nonetheless, talk about the iPhone 16 Pro Max here for a little bit. I just talked about the battery life on the Clicks keyboard, but I was pretty impressed today on iOS. This was before I updated because I went out before the beta was updated. So we were on beta 2, and I went out and I have a wireless CarPlay adapter in my car. I don't have wireless CarPlay built into my car, but I have an adapter that allows me to get wireless CarPlay. And I did not plug my phone in at all. Normally if I'm using CarPlay, even if I'm using wireless CarPlay, if it's going to be for like an extended drive, I'll just go ahead and plug in my phone so I don't, kill the battery. But I was using Apple Music, Maps, and Siri, just a mix of all that. I always use Apple Music in the car because I canceled my SiriusXM because Apple Music's the same price and I can kind of just tell it what I want to listen to. Works on my Samsung, works on my iPhone, so I just use that. So I had Apple Music playing, and that was throughout the whole drive. It was about a 30-minute drive each way, with some stops around. I drove 30 minutes away, made a couple stops, and drove 30 minutes back. So it was 30 minutes with some stops in between. So I had the wireless CarPlay going, I had Maps going, and I had Apple Music playing. I always run Maps in the background because I always have it up on the CarPlay screen, but I did use some navigation on the way there and a little bit around town. And when I got down there after the 30-minute drive using the navigation, my battery was at 95%. When I got home, my battery was at 87%. So not only was that CarPlay, but that was the phone, standby time, a little bit of phone usage while I was down there. So probably about an hour without driving that I was out and about and stuff like that. I wasn't on my phone like the whole time, but I did, respond to a couple of text messages and check a couple emails and place a mobile order for lunch. So very, very good battery life in iOS 18.4, at least on beta 2. Hopefully beta 3 is the same way, but the iPhone 16 Pro Max, very good on battery. That's kind of like the first time I've done like a real test like that where I haven't plugged it in the entire time. I had the Clicks keyboard attached the entire time as well, so that was using a little bit of battery, as you guys saw in the settings where it uses kind of some background power, that kind of stuff. But that was attached the whole time while using CarPlay. So very impressed with the battery life there. So that's iOS 18.4 beta 3. Like I said, not much to talk about right now. We'll have to wait for some other videos to come out and see if there's anything new that I missed, but I went through it, I've been using it, I'm not seeing anything. So there's that, some iOS 19 news, and a little iPhone 16 Pro Max review update here on the battery life and that kind of stuff. I just wanted to come on, go live, and talk about those three things just because they were kind of in the moment deals that were happening now. And then I'm calling with Techout. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and as always,